What is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixel Partners here, and we are joined by another very special guest today.
Yes.
Extremely special indeed, as we have Kevin, a.k.a. the Madman Tozu. Welcome to the pool.
Yes.
Good afternoon, my amicable student friends.
Oh, are we dying today? Is that what's happening?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, cool.
All right, at least it got a little bit.
I'll take the yet.
Thankfully.
I'll take the yet.
We've got enough time to talk before we get our own little
And
execution
man, this
going. Perfect.
duck name.
Yes, well done, by the way.
So good.
Thank you.
Incredible.
So good.
I was trying to think of any way to make a duck with Tozu, and I'm just like, let's just go with a pun.
It's
Exactly.
awesome.
And I'm like, that's fitting.
It mixes it up. Everyone else had the quack. Could have been Quack Zoo, but you stepped up the game a little bit with an excellent pun on there.
Dude, the heart Tozu it really makes it.
It just settles the whole bar.
Of course.
So thank you for taking time out of your day, both of you at this point, quite frankly, for taking time out of your day to come and talk to us a little bit.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But go ahead and tell us and everyone a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my name is Kevin Gerard. I've been doing voice acting for I would say a short period of time, right when about COVID started. But I've always been a fan of like voice acting and cartoons and stuff like that since as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I finally decided to get a mic and start recording stuff when I was locked in my house for like years. So
Yeah, some way to
That's
pass
how I
the
got my
insanity. And a great place to begin everything is talking about pretty much the beginning of your journey into the incredible project that's brought all of us here of Project Eden's Garden.
The project.
Where did it all start for you?
So, I would say like going back when I was in high school or college, there was a friend of mine who introduced me to the Danganronpa series, and they like showed me the very first like execution with Leon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, hold up.
Like, what is this?
I was watching it. I'm like, this art style is dope.
Yeah.
And whatever the heck is going on is so wacky and zany. I like this a lot. And in terms of like playing the games and whatnot, so I like anime, but there's like, at least style wise, but there's always like those tropes and whatnot that like kind of turn me off to the anime.
Yes.
And one of the issues that I had with Danganronpa is that like a lot of the characters were very, very tropey.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
as much as I like the Danganronpa series, there's still things where I'm like stuff that just doesn't sit with me.
Absolutely fair.
So when I saw like years go by, and like I've seen like a few fan projects of stuff like this. So like I saw like Kill Cure, and what was it? There was like one other one that crosses my mind, but I can't quite.
Is it one of the
name it off
complete
top of my
ones,
head.
like a Danganronpa Another? That like
It might
duology there?
be, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many out there.
There are a lot.
Yes. But yeah, so I saw like a bunch of fan projects and stuff like that where I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I saw the Project Eden's Garden trailer, like long before like the voice acting was even like announced or anything like that. I'm like, ooh, okay, hold up, I gotta follow this.
Yeah.
So I basically joined the Discord server and then just waited, and then it's like, hey, we're doing voice auditions, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do it.
Yes.
So I auditioned for every single male character that I could.
Man.
Even the ones where I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm getting in this role, but I'm still trying. Like, and like I did. If I knew what the voices were going to be, I could have probably been like, I could have delivered it like that had I known. But yeah, so like originally I was aiming for John and Jet,
Fair.
Because like those designs stood out to me and they were like really cool.
Yeah.
And as much as I would have loved to go for the villain, which even though I mean I got him, I got the role of Tozu. I was surprised that I got the role, because like on the audition it said that they wanted the voice to be like a British accent, and so I was thinking that they were going to go authentic. So I'm like, oh. I'm from California. I have never been to the UK or I'm cooked. I'm cooked. There's no way I'm getting this role. And then of course like 2 months later I start getting like friend requests from like a bunch of people. I'm like, who the heck are all these guys? I'm like, oh, they're all from this server. Wait, that's the director. Oh. Oh my.
Wait a second.
Gotta compose myself. Hello, how are you?
Yeah.
It's like, hi, how are you? Wonderful day we're having. But yeah, so they're like, congratulations, you got the role of Tozu, and they had gone into detail about like the audition process of like the voices that they were listening to, and they're like, so gonna be real with you. You kind of made us cringe, like it was good cringe, but like a creepy cringe. Like you did phenomenal.
Nice.
And it's like, because like I got a bunch of comments from the directors and the sound people, because like I'm using basic equipment. I'm using like bare minimum equipment. I'm using a USB mic,
Fair.
A basic laptop, and a blanket. That is it. I am literally like an example of like early start voice acting, and somehow I got this role. And the sound designer is absolutely livid with me because of the equipment I'm using and how good it sounds. It's like there is no way in hell someone with a USB mic is sounding this good.
It's like say psych right now.
I said there are some.
Yeah, it's like there's no way.
Yeah, there are some mics out there that are actually really impressive, even just out of USB and basic stuff. They can be
and you're just like
terrifying how good they are. I love just gotta have a little blanket to damp the sounds, and you're ready to go, man.
Yeah. Again, I do not know how I did it. Like I've sold my soul to some like eldritch abomination of some sort, and it's just like I will now forever have good audio quality on the most basic crap. I could be talking on like one of those game mics.
Oh my
and
God.
have like a similar recording quality. I don't know how I do it.
Like in a Call of Duty lobby.
Yeah, a Call of Duty lobby, and I sound like I'm on in a studio booth.
Yeah.
But also underwater at the same time somehow.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, a lot of because I remember, and this is for people that if you want to get into something, like, don't worry about going crazy. Because I remember when I first started recording things, I was using the old Rock Band microphones for the Xbox 360.
Oh, yeah,
all you need is one of those, and that works perfectly fine, quite honestly.
Yeah, like you don't have to like go all out at the very beginning. Like start small and then work your way up. I mean, I am in the mindset that I should probably upgrade at some point. And I have some of the stuff. I just haven't plugged it in yet.
That is
like,
so fair.
Okay, I've got the XLR mic. I've got the everything that's necessary. It's right here on my desk. I'm like, my USB works.
Yeah, that is such mood, because it was like when I upgraded to, it's like dual XLRs going into a single mixer that has to go into USB, and it's like, oh, this is way beyond just the plug and play of USB microphones of the past.
Because we each have our own mic, but they're plugged into the same like mixer, so it just becomes one thing, which is how I'm able to be on this call right now.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh man. But yeah, it's so excellent, and like, you getting this role was fantastic, because I can't imagine, now that I've heard it, any other voice working for Tozu. You've done an incredible job with the role.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and yeah, no, I am beyond happy that I got this, and it's just like I wouldn't have a lot of friends that I currently do now without this project, without getting this role. So like this role has opened up so many opportunities. Like, granted, they're not like, oh, I got into the industry sort of thing. But I mean, like, this is a big project. I did not expect this to happen as soon as I had.
Oh yeah, like honestly, how has it been like when you first like saw this and were like, oh, let me become private? Did you realize just kind of how massive it was gonna blow up in this fandom sphere of sorts?
Not to the degree. Like, I saw it looked like the quality was really good, which is why I was like, ooh, I gotta at least try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I did not expect the amount of growth that it got, and like just the level of popularity that it's seen. So like that was what surprised me, because like I saw that the initial trailer had gotten up to 1 million views. And I'm like, that's big.
That's a big
Those
boy.
are big numbers.
Yeah, that's kind of in the big boy leagues.
The big boy.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm part of this. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah. And like,
But yeah, no, it's a trip. Like I did not expect it as soon as it happened, because like prior to this, there were like 1 or 2 other projects that I'd done, but they were not nearly to this degree. They were like, 50, 100 views maybe.
Yeah.
There are some other projects that I've done where it's like sheer, like a lot of the stuff that I've gotten into was sheer happenstance of like, I got into this because for example, there's a guy that I've worked with on YouTube since COVID, who used to do Destiny 2 content.
Yeah.
And the reason that I watched him was he would always use like underused weapons and underused equipment and builds and whatnot, which I'm all for. I love playing video games, and whenever there's like stuff that is S tier and A tier and then all the way down in F tier, I like to mess with the stuff that's in F tier.
Absolutely.
Because that's fun.
That's the most fun in the game.
Exactly. So like any sort of equipment like that, I love using, and that's what this guy did. And I encountered him while playing video games with him. Like I was matched up with him in a random match, and I'm like, that's the guy I watch.
Oh man.
So I added him, and we started chatting, and then eventually we started doing videos together. And when I started doing some of the voice stuff, his channel popped off, and he's like, "So can we do this regularly?" And I'm like, "Absolutely."
Nice.
Oh, that is great. But yeah, I know that obviously you aren't the writer or mastermind behind Tozu.
Oh yeah, no.
But something that is like that I will always have to give credit to you for is the amount of just the way the personality has built out of Tozu. The amount of life you've brought to the character in the game is just incredible.
It really is.
And infectious to me. I love every single moment of me, because I love myself a good bad guy, and that's exactly what Tozu is. I'm just like, let's go.
Well, what's funny was that originally my Tozu, like the audition that I submitted, was a lot more malicious and like sinister, and he's like overall evolved into more silly, goofy.
Yeah.
And like initially, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it, but then I'm like, okay, you know what? I warmed up to it. I feel what we're doing here, and like there's still a bit of maliciousness to him.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, he's definitely fun in terms of just like he's like this quirky, like as a lot of people have said, he's got a lot of theater kid energy, which like
really does,
I completely get. And like I only did like a year of theater, and I absolutely loved it, and I regret not taking more of it sooner, because I only did like 1 year of theater in my senior year of high school.
Fair.
And I'm like, damn. Had I started earlier, I would have done like plays and stuff throughout throughout my high school like term. I would have done this.
I know that feeling so much.
Yeah, Evan, you were a theater kid.
Yeah, but I started out late because I was in marching band at first, and I was like, "There's no time for anything else in this lifestyle." But then later on, I left marching band and was finally able to go into drama. And they actually bumped me from, because I had to start at 1 on my junior year, and they were like, we're just going to bump you up to 4 for senior year, bypass 2 and 3. I was like,
Jesus.
thank you.
But yeah, no, like originally, like the audition for Tozu was a lot more sinister. So like one of the deliveries was like, what was it? It was one of the lines from like the prologue where it's like, "Oh no, you don't talk to your superiors like that."
Ooh.
And it's like it sounded a lot more malicious and angry and whatnot. And then in the official one, it's like, "Oh no, you don't talk to your superiors like that."
Yeah.
In the halls of this academy, I go by one name and one name only. And then he so again, it started off much more evil, but then like with how lines have been given to me and how the character just is like, the theater kid energy is definitely the way to go. It's
Absolutely.
like I warmed up to it, and I'm like, okay, this is way
I'm
much
in my
better.
stride.
Because that tone went from like a knife to the throat to like a slap on the wrist.
Oh yeah, no, and the thing is, like, I can like fluctuate between like going from jovial to sinister.
Yes.
So like one of the lines from the from chapter 1, it wasn't voiced, but it was like the dialogue where Damon is meeting up with Tozu.
Yeah.
Is that one part where it's like, do you have any more questions? No, that's all I got. Okay, well, you should probably look for your for your friend there. You should look for Kai. It's dangerous to sleep alone these days. Go on. You leave first.
That. It was just
just being able to fluctuate from like, ooh, super silly to sinister.
Yeah.
Is one of like something I find really fun to do.
Yeah, because there's something special about, as you say, when you say in that jovial state, it's almost like there's something sinister in how relaxed someone can be in that moment. Where it's just like, just has no care in the world.
He's
because
just
like you are
vibing.
nothing to me. Remember that. You're not a threat. I'm just here having fun.
You're not a threat. You're not my friend.
But then he'll put his foot down sometimes. You go, oh, it's even worse.
It's like, all right, we're having a good time. I'm not having a good time anymore.
Exactly.
You're like, oh.
It's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, sir. Tip of the hat. I'll move along.
Tip of the hat.
That's right. That's what I freaking thought.
You tip.
All right, back to business.
You better tip.
Tally ho!
Bye-bye.
Tally ho.
Oh, man.
God. The announcements, dude. I fucking loved the announcements.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
How he's like, oh, I should get a laugh track.
Maybe I should invest in a laugh track.
Still waiting for the laugh track.
Yes.
Someday.
It's going to be in my bug report. Laugh track was missing from the second morning announcement.
Yeah, chapter 2. Hey, no laugh track. Where's it?
Oh, man. So a wonderful question for you. You've tapped on it a little bit, but, getting into this, what is some of the positive impacts of how being part of this has changed your life since becoming a part of this? You've mentioned, you've seen an influx of, like, other roles and stuff you've taken on and whatnot, but like, how's the impact been since the release of everything on your life?
I think the biggest impact was just the amount of people that I've met and friends that I've made. I mean, was it probably one of the closest friends that I've gotten from the group was Dakota, who voice of Kai.
Yes.
Yeah, me and him like hit it off super well as soon as like we started hanging out and whatnot in like the Discord calls, to the point where we've actually met in person, and it was a wild thing because like he was in my area for a completely different reason, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to this location. I'm like, wait, this place, California? That's like 5 minutes from my hometown, dude. We gotta hang.
Oh wow.
So was it we met in person, we got to hang out. We made this meme of was it the hot if you've ever heard of that in the Discord chats or seen some of the art pieces where basically me and him went to the sandwich shop and they had these chicken sandwiches with like dry rub
Oh
of
my gosh.
Carolina Reaper,
I think
Scorpion
I have
Pepper,
seen that now. Yes,
Ghost Pepper. Yeah. So we did this challenge together.
Oh god.
And it basically became this big old meme, and like a bunch of art pieces came from it. But yeah, no, we just like hung out that one time, and then just like we kicked it off from there of like meeting up at San Japan. He had recently moved, so I had flown in to help him move to his new location.
Nice.
Where he's got quite a career going off. I won't go into detail about that because I think that's more of his story to tell.
Of course.
But yeah, no, like me and him are like close buddies, or at least and I wouldn't have met him if not for this project.
Yeah.
So, on top of that, was it more projects that I've come into? There was it Panic, and there's a few. There's a lot of people that I've met, which all somewhat linked in to getting a role in this project that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise.
Perfect.
And it is. Again, I am blessed to be a part of this team. I'm so happy that I've made it here, and like I can't wait to continue working and keep working in the future. Once Project Eden's Garden ends, I really hope that there's more that comes down the pipeline.
Yeah.
I would love to continue that.
Yeah.
I think we all hope that happens.
Absolutely. Everyone is. It's been such a great project. It's been a part of. It's been so successful because there's just been so much passion and talent behind it. And
for real.
And another thing that probably helps bolster it is the absolute community of everyone behind the scenes. Because you are now 4 for 4 of everyone. The first thing they say about the biggest impact has been
lives.
The people that they've met and grown to love since starting it.
Yep, the new friendships.
It's just so beautiful that all of you have the same first answer of like, I'm just so glad of everyone I've met since becoming a part of this.
I mean, it's like the people are what make the game. So I mean, like it couldn't be what it is without them. So like,
yeah, absolutely.
What else is there to say about that? You know?
Yeah, but I do think that the closeness of everyone on the team really does help extend the fact of just why this is such a great project that has resonated with so many people. Because through and through, you can feel the passion dripping from every single person, from the voice cast to the writers to the art team to the director and everyone involved. Because
it's not like some big company where people just kind of like know of each other. You actually like you know each other. Like it's not like some all formal business partnership. Like you're actual like
just business.
Yeah, exactly.
Just business, eh?
It's actual like friends working on something together, which you can really tell shines through what it is now, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so wonderful to hear.
It's so like it's like an inspirational poster. Dude.
It really is. Oh man. So for this next part, you can decide how you want to do it after what you did earlier. I imagine I probably understand which way this is gonna go. If you want to answer on Tozu's behalf, or if you want Tozu to walk out for a minute here.
He just grabs the mic.
I suppose he can go for a small stroll.
Of course. Obviously, I try to ask some very minor questions, and if there's anything that for any reason, because we don't want to interfere with ongoing game canon, because that's a very important thing for something as big as this. Mm-hmm. But if you don't mind, Tozu, do you like pizza?
I do. Pizza is phenomenal.
What is your favorite pizza topping? The important questions.
This is a difficult question to answer because you can't go wrong with the classics. However, I am a fan of those things that are a bit more avant-garde. So while I know this is very controversial for some people online, pineapple does belong on pizza. That is my opinion. I think it's fair because if the Italians can put pear on pizza, pineapple belongs just the same.
Yes. 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 Let's go. Oh man. Oh, for this next one, I genuinely have no idea. You can skip it if you want because you are you're kind of the game master of sorts. You're not an ultimate. You can keep hiding secrets if you so decide to. But if you think you had some kind of special talent, what would that be?
Well, I do enjoy theater production.
Really?
You don't
Put on
say.
quite a show.
That is the point, after all.
Shocking.
But what other talents would I have? I might be able to do. I might be able to sing a song or two, but I don't know if I want to share. What else could I do? There is a lot of things that I am talented at, but
Of course.
I don't know if there's an ultimate talent that I am good at. So I'm very multifaceted. Lots of talents.
That you are. That you are. You know, we have no idea what your life is like outside of Eden's Garden Academy. But when all this is done and dusted, what would be your dream vacation just to take the edge off a little bit?
You know, that is a difficult question. You know, I would probably want to go to Greece. Greece would be nice. Seeing all the old buildings and wonderful places. You know, it's really hard to truly nail one place down.
Right.
You know, it is very difficult to decide. There's so many places because everything is beautiful in its own way.
Yes, yes. You know, a terrifying thing is that you've given two identical answers to one of your students, Jean. He also likes pineapple on pizza and would like to go visit Greece.
To go to Greece for a dream
Very
vacation.
specifically.
You two might get along really well.
I might need to have a word.
You might need to send him into the office a little bit there. Oh my god.
Only I'm allowed to like these things.
Only I'm allowed to like these things. No.
Oh, I need some individuality back, please.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be creative here.
Stop stealing my material.
And you know, if you weren't,
You already stole the gate. You already shared that with the students.
You took that from me.
Everything I'm saying is an afterthought. What have I already told you?
holy shit. Oh man.
It's amazing.
Well,
I
you
had
know,
to stay quiet the whole time.
I know we're just sitting here like, oh, let the answer go through before we have to break into laughter for a second because this is
like,
incredible.
oh my
Of all
God.
answers,
I was like, all
of
right.
200 some odd answers, quite frankly.
Yeah, I was like, all right, pineapple. Okay, that's yeah, but like Greece of all places.
I know. I was like, oh my god. All right, back in.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so let's say that this headmaster life didn't work out for you.
Yes.
What would your like backup career be?
Oh.
Broadway.
Yes. Yes.
Let's go. All right, gotta write in Tozu at the top of my list real quick, as if he wasn't already up there to begin with. Oh my god.
It's a shame Phantom of the Opera stopped airing.
It's like
That was my favorite. But they may have lost the entire cast due to my games.
Oh my god. No. I had a mask prepared.
minor accident. They say break a leg. I might have gone a little overboard.
That's just extra good luck, though.
The shed wasn't supposed to fall
me.
all the way.
The more bones that are broken, the more luck you get.
It wasn't my fault they said break a leg.
Yeah.
Look, I just wanted to make sure, so I broke all of them.
Just in case one wasn't enough, you know?
And one final question. Because you seem to be a fan of what's going on in the school. What would be your favorite instrument for a murder most foul?
Ooh.
Now that is interesting. You know, I don't think I can pin down a favorite instrument as long as it's creative and innovative. If you make a murder and you just don't think I'm trying to think of a way to phrase it. But if you can do a murder with a weapon and no one would even thought about the way you performed it. That is art. So if you can do a kill and no one else has ever thought of anything quite as harebrained, that is a perfect kill. In my mind, at least.
Excellent.
Innovation.
Excellent. Thank
Innovation.
you. Innovation is key around these parts.
Exactly. Precisely.
All right, I believe that's all my questions for you, Tozu. Thank you so much. I believe that the audience is going to enjoy all this very much. Give a round of applause for
Of course,
our
of course.
wonderful headmaster.
Yes.
Well then, Tozu, away! And I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Boy, he was something.
Love that man. Love that man.
I just imagine him leaving, like, on those wires that they have on Broadway that just lift him up, and he's just gone.
Or actually secretly has one of those hoverboards and is just pushed forward.
Exit stage left.
Oh, man. So speaking of that little last tie-in was you were talking about with your favorite murder instrument there, we're going to go ahead and put here for everyone watching a massive spoiler alert wall.
Yep.
From this point on, anything we discuss will go into
Chapter 1.
Story beats of Chapter 1 and the prologue of very important things. If you've not played up to that point and not caught up in the game,
pause
we
this
would
video.
suggest tuning away right now. We are not liable for what happens next if you keep watching.
You've been warned.
Thank you very much. Proceed.
Yep.
So, what a Chapter 1 to kick off the game.
God, yeah.
You're telling me, I'm surprised at the playtime. I was like, God dang.
It was a hefty chapter. It was a hefty chapter.
Yeah, no, I was like several hours in. I'm like, nothing's happened yet. No one's died. What?
Yeah, it was a wild time. So much fun.
Yes.
And just so also unexpected of the things that happened.
Very.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, what was your reaction when you discovered what was truly happening nefariously behind the scenes? When you discovered, potentially the victim and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Like, what was your reaction to all that?
So, other voice actors have said that weren't told like the kill order or anything like that, or we might have been like kept under wraps. But I kind of figured from one of the lines that I got that like, oh, that's the victim. Now isn't that a twist?
Yeah.
like one of the lines was from Tozu's Tea Time, and it was just like, it's a shame our sheep was so misguided. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're like, oh, there's only one way to put that line out there.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck. Because, like, the whole dynamic was, going off of, past Danganronpa games was, there's the protagonist, there's not the antagonist, but, that one character, the Byakuya, who, is basically always, who's always, messing with you, and then your sidekick, and it's it was made to look like that was it you are playing the Byakuya character, but there's still the was it the Kirigiri, I believe her name was. Yeah, the Kirigiri being Ava, and Wolfgang being the for what it's worth, Byakuya of the group. So to completely turn that around was absolute insanity to me. I was like,
absolutely.
Yeah, because
I did not expect that.
Yeah, you expect those two to be in it for the long run.
Yeah, you think they have at least a tiny piece of plot armor.
But nope.
Right, yeah, for sure. Especially with the trailer, because the trailer faked people out, where it's just oh yeah, he's in the courtroom, so everyone was thinking it was oh no, it's gonna be Toshiko or something like that. I remember, it's nope.
I remember when the trailer came out, there were people making charts of okay, we saw this character, we saw this character, here are the two we haven't seen on screen yet. So these are the 50% chance that one of them's gone. They're like, you thought?
Yeah, no, I was watching that trailer and then everyone freaking out about Toshiko. Meanwhile, me connecting the dots, being like, oh, you sweet summer child.
You better buckle up. You're not ready.
No.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
Yeah. Because even I thought, I was like, okay, they're gonna take their gloves off a little bit and probably kill a fan favorite. I was like, it'll probably be Desmond, because it's you gotta take off the gloves and kill someone important. And I was like, oh, they're going that important already. I was like, ooh,
yeah,
ouch.
No, that's again, I was flabbergasted, but I was also it kind of makes sense, especially if people are because one thing that, again, I mentioned this earlier, is that with Danganronpa, a lot of the characters tend to be one note or very tropey.
Yes.
Eden's Garden doesn't do that. Like, everyone feels almost like a genuine person. Some
Yes.
a little bit, some are a little extreme in some degrees, but they still feel like genuine people.
Yes.
So, like, the fact that they took this route, it makes more sense, because it's like, oh, hey, if we're in a killing game situation, we probably want to get rid of the guy who is, like, a lawyer at the age of 22.
Yeah.
Like, that is a freaking threat to have in a courtroom. So absolutely get rid of him.
Yeah.
Out of this house.
So out of logic, it makes sense.
It really does. Because like when we learned, I remember in the prologue, we were like, oh, ultimate lawyer? That's going to come in handy.
You're like, that's going to be so great to have around.
And then
it wasn't.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then in terms of, like, the killer, it also makes sense just, like, based off of, like, what had happened throughout the chapter. It's like, oh that absolutely makes sense as to why they were the killer. But, like, it's still, like, the steps that they took to get there was just, ooh.
It was insane.
I loved it.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It was-
and especially, like, watching back, because, like, I've been watching through, like, as many playthroughs as I can of, like, several different people.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to support the supporters.
Yeah.
But, like, looking back, there's, like, things that I noticed that, like, on the first playthrough you might have missed. So, like, for example, the situation where the power goes out and you go downstairs, like, when everyone goes into the storage closets, when, like, you're about to enter the closet with Kai, if you look closely enough, you can see the silhouette of somebody down the hallway. You can slightly see it.
I think I might have seen it at one point, but then I was like, oh, I think I'm just seeing the door or something. I remember I thought I had a similar reaction or something like that. I was just like, was it? I think that's the door.
That was a character model. I was like, oh shit. I noticed it, like, because I was, like, playing with a few friends that had come into town to visit, and they were playing the game, and I just, like, it's that one meme where it's like, oh, you're, like, snapping in the chair, pointing. It's like that encounter. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Just pointing. Like...
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. What a convoluted murder plot that ended up being as the first one.
Yeah.
Just to start off the bat.
Just like, dang.
Yeah, no, I'm just that just makes me more excited for the next ones. Where I'm just like, oh man, and the worst part about this is that, like, all of the characters are so likable.
Yes. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's going to hurt more and more and more.
Because the more time you have to get attached to them, even more, the more it's going to hurt when they inevitably die.
Yeah, those especially when the game's going to have a build-up of all these years of people getting so attached to all these characters. Be like, oh, it's going to hurt you even more than anything else you've played before.
It's like, oh, right, yeah, nobody's safe.
Yeah, no, I said that in the in one of our Discord chats when the prologue first came out. I'm like, remember, people, remember, don't get attached. They don't listen.
And you're like, I'm not attached. By the way, here's 17 different drawings of 3 of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, right.
I'm like, get ready to turn those pictures black and white for yourself.
No.
Yeah. No, it's like, especially with, like, Wolfgang being, like, one of the fan favorites, because like there was a few favorites, but Wolfgang was definitely up there. So I'm just like, oh no.
Oh
no.
Oh shit.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
God.
What a shame.
If anything happens to Kai, I will commit war crimes.
Like I said, don't get attached.
I know!
It's too late for her.
It's too late.
It's too late. It's gone down the toilet.
No one is safe. I'm not even safe. Like, after that twist, I'm not even sure Tozu's safe.
That's true.
It's gonna be like, Mara, take care of this. Wait, why are you pointing at me? No!
No.
Betrayal! No! Caesar!
Tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Tomorrow!
And then chapter 2, she takes up the helm and is like, guess what? I'm the headmaster now. Get ready.
It's like,
Takes his mask.
no.
This is mine now.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
true. I didn't even think about that. We don't know anymore. We don't know.
Just no one's safe at this
No
point.
one's safe.
Even we're not safe.
The audience isn't safe.
We're never safe from these
No,
stories.
no, the
We're the ones
psychological,
the most at. Yeah.
emotional damage.
Oh, speaking of emotional damage, what was your reaction whenever you first saw, and it was probably like on release day, as it was for most people, to the execution scene?
Yeah.
oh, it was so painful. So like, I had mixed feelings because like, at first, like, prior to chapter 1, I wasn't the biggest fan of Ava. She was okay, but she wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, same.
And then progressively throughout the story, I'm like, oh damn, I kind of relate to her.
Literally though.
Like I relate.
Yeah.
And then of course like all the other stuff that she does, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's just like there are so many things where it's like during the game tournament where she's just like, I used to eat lunch in the bathroom. I'm like, oh, and then just like because I trust you. Oh,
Yeah.
just like all of these things. But then I'm like remembering she's doing a lot of lying.
Yeah.
Like pulling at the heartstrings, but then like the logic in me, because like I also think like register a bit with Damon where I'm like I try not to be an ass, but I do think things logically where I'm like, hold up a second. Like she's been lying a lot. Who's to say she isn't lying about this or lying about this? And it's like, I feel bad for her, but at the same time, is it true?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
just once a character lies once, you're like, can I trust you? Can I
Yeah.
Well,
trust
it's not even like that. It's like when it becomes like a constant of like,
Yeah.
okay, like, yeah, you lied about your talent, and I get why, because obviously the reaction wasn't well received.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
At all. Which, like, I am so like I get why the episode was called The Hypocrisy, where it's just like, it wasn't just one person, it was everybody.
Uh-huh.
For real.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, like that the execution was just like, ooh,
Yeah.
painful.
So painful and so painfully well done to just help add on to it.
Yeah. Like,
Oh yeah, like
dude.
there's so much symbolism in there.
Uh-huh.
Where it's just like, you know, like she is a mathlete, so like, oh hey, get on the treadmill. Here's a bunch of exercise equipment. Oh, by the way, math.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's your protractors and pencils.
Those things hurt. I know.
They just,
Exactly.
those corners are
Like,
sharp.
Yeah, no, was it? I remember being in middle school and like someone stabbing me with those. I'm like, those things are like painful.
Yeah.
Especially
So,
like
like,
the fancy
falling
metal
on 'em?
ones.
Oh,
yeah.
Like
Oh man, it was wild to see.
Yeah.
But so well done at the same time.
and
Oh,
then
yeah,
the
so well
mannequin at
executed.
the end too. To like
Oh yeah, no, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like me in my Tozu mind, just like, oh, how ironic. The
Yeah.
mathlete needing help from the teacher's aid.
dude,
Yeah.
it's
How
just-
ironic.
and then
Oh,
just
man.
like no,
Very ironic.
And you're like, yoink, and then it's
Yoink.
gone.
Yeah, I get yoinked.
Oh man.
it was something.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, no, like it was incredible, and like one of the things that I have to like mention is just everything, like the story writing, the characters, phenomenal, but the music with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
It is so well done.
Oh my, like that. The OST is so peak.
It really is.
It really is. It has even. I would like having gone through the Danganronpa games. I would say that they match.
We played all of them.
They match the vibe perfectly.
For
But I
real.
actually feel like a lot of these songs matching the mood actually match it better than some of the other ones do.
Yes.
I really feel like they do go out of the way where it's like if you have the, hearing the backstory of Eva's past and everything, really actually, fully going into how sad and depressing it is and really nailing every atmosphere possible in a fantastic way.
Exactly.
Everything ended up being perfect matches for every feeling.
It just grabs your soul, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, like Cold Comfort, was it To What End? Like those two are like one of my favorites of the OST.
Yeah.
Because of just how emotional they make you feel. And also just like certain scenes where it's like with Damon and Diana meeting up, and like Diana's just asking him like, "How are you today?" and the sinister music playing, where it's just like that was. It's just because I'm at a loss for words, as you can see. I'm stumbling.
Yeah.
I'm stumbling.
You're stumbling.
The buffering.
But like it feels so like it fits so well, just because like Damon's mindset of just like everyone's a shit. Everyone. And then just having that sinister music even during like a moment of just like, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? That's good. How about Ava? Is she okay? And just like this ominous presence from the music, just like it makes you feel like this is how Damon thinks.
Exactly,
like Damon thinks that everyone is out to get them. Even the ones that like is the most nice and most like couldn't hurt a fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even they are like suspicious to him.
Yes.
And just like having that music emphasize that mindset and that feeling is just, it's so good.
And it's
It
crazy
really
because it made us sus of Diana in that
Yeah,
moment, ironically.
It did. I was like, is she playing us like a fiddle? Is that what's happening right now?
Like, what's she up
And
to?
then
What's going on?
And then lo and behold, it's just like, oh yeah, she's caught in the middle, but it's just like, yep, you're the fall guy.
Yeah, God, poor Diana.
Yeah, I'd say it's a perfect way to put it when the music is that like good music sets the background of the scene. Great music puts you in the seat of exactly what you're behind. It's like you're not just watching something. Let's use this to put you in the mind of exactly who you are and what you're watching in this moment.
And it worked.
And it makes it incredible to go that extra mile to make sure that you truly put the people behind the controller in the same mindset as the character, not just be like, oh, if this is this, if it's sad, let's just go sad. If this is to really put them in the perspective of the people that you're behind is just incredible.
So good. So good.
So, don't have much more to talk about. I don't know if you have any special stories that you can tell from behind the scenes, a little bit of working on Chapter 1. I know we talked a little bit about, some of the stuff going into it, but if you have any fun stories that you can share or anything, you can fit them in right here. That you're allowed to share.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Nothing that really jumps out to me at the moment that I haven't like already mentioned.
Of course, yeah.
I will say there was like with the lack of context for some of the lines, there was like some deliveries where it's like I wish we could have done things a little bit different, but after hearing the scene, they fit much better. So like one of the lines was for the pathos thing during the pathos route.
Yeah.
And like again, I was without context of that scene, just basically got like a general summary of the lines, and where it's like was it Damon asking Tozu a question in the middle of the courtroom, and he's like, all right, I'll humor your question if you ask nicely. And he's like, what? It's like, go on, ask the question again. Like that line, like without context, I wanted it to be a little bit more sinister, but like obviously after hearing it, I'm like, oh yeah, no, silly was the way to go.
This is perfect.
But yeah, like, so I wanted to deliver the line in a like sinister tone, almost like was it like Death from Puss in Boots, where it's like,
oh yeah,
so it's like, go on, ask the question again. Like,
yeah,
but of course, the tone and like having more context of the scene, silly was absolutely the plan.
Yeah.
But like it's stuff like that where it's like I wish there was a bit more sinister with Tozu at times, because like there's like maybe one or two lines where he actually like becomes more malicious and like
terrifying.
Killer. Yes. But yeah, no, like I don't think I have any sort of stories relating to like I suppose that like because we did a lot of stuff with like San Japan and whatnot, and like being able to meet everybody there was pretty cool. I don't know if there's a story that I can share per se without it being like
NDA,
of course, yeah.
NDA or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, if anything, I'll call you. I'll call you.
We'll call you back. I'll get
back to
people.
you on that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I will say, I'm sure that eventually these students are gonna step on Tozu's toes a little too much, and I feel like there'll be a Tozu. I feel like there'll be a point where you'll probably get more of those spicy lines going. Because everyone has
one day.
Everyone has a string that someone's going to snap, and then it'll be like, oh, oops.
That'll make it even more terrifying, actually.
And I do think that help build up the fact where, like, when you've got someone so jovial, when they break, you know how big of a moment it is too.
Right.
To keep that locked away and be like, let's not put all of our cards out there on the table first. Let's build up the suspense a little bit.
That's
to really punch them.
Build up suspense. Keep an eye on Grace. Don't let the golfer woman anywhere near me again.
She's very angry. She's very, very angry.
Just angry.
I can be very angry. But keep her away from me.
But yeah, I think that's about all with everything. So we can go ahead and let you go now and get back up on your business. Thank you so much again for spending a little bit of time with us and talking about everything involved in this project and all that's been a wonderful time.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, do you want to
thank you for having me.
Of course. Do you want to tell the people watching where they can find you out with your socials or any projects you have coming up?
Some plugs.
Yeah, sure. So, was it Kevin Gerard VA on Twitter, or X, or however you want to call it? I don't know what it's called these days. And then a few channels to check out that I work with is Dust Queen, Ruby Dust Queen, Ruby Evermorrow, and TDT Productions.
Awesome.
Those are a few people that I work with, and they all do amazing stuff.
Of course.
Check it
We'll
out.
make sure to put those in the description to be easily findable as well.
Nice.
Awesome.
And with that, thank you everyone for watching. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I know you're busy trying to run school and trying to not murder us your best, but you held
a lot of paperwork.
Oh god.
Yeah, fair. But thank you so much again.
Yes.
Of course. Ta-ta.